Hey, hello everybody, welcome back. Martin here, and I must apologize because I haven't posted anything for ages and ages because I haven't been in the country. I've been over here in Colombia on our other project. So what I've done is I've just put everything together in one bumper edition rather than try and edit it into 2 or 3 small videos. So you're going to see everything up until Christmas. It's just after Christmas here. And we've been celebrating a lot because they absolutely love Christmas over here. Christmas lasts for like 2 months over here. So everything is in one huge video this time, okay? So hopefully you enjoy, and I'll just let it run from here, okay? Hello everybody, welcome back. Martin here, Monday morning. And hopefully you can see that pile of wood behind me. That's another video. If you want to know what all that's about, go and have a look. That'll be the video immediately before this one. So this week's work is to finish off this wall. There's a couple of bits there. There's this bit here still needs sanded and painted, and there's a little bit there needs sanded and painted. And then we're going to hopefully break out that little last bit of concrete and connect the pipes in. And that, once that is connected, that will be all of the pipe work done for the water side of it. I can't touch the gas, obviously. I've got a guy that does that for me. So he's going to come in and make the 2 last connections either end of the pipe for that. And then we'll be able to get the central heating running, which will be really lovely. Okay, so let's carry on.
Ya, bebé.
¿Qué es esto? Well, that there just made me feel a little better, because just by pure coincidence I've cut along the same channel and I found this pipe in here. Now I know what this pipe is. This is the original gas pipe that would have gone off to the kitchen, so there's probably a bend. I don't know if you can see that, but There's probably a bend just right about here because that's about the same line as the kitchen. But look, that has just been wrapped in plastic, and this is the gas pipe. So my worry was that this channel might not be deep enough for the pipe for the central heating, which is just water. But if they can put that in there and carry gas, then this is plenty deep enough for carrying water. So, okay, I've got the radiator unpacked and I'm going to show you how I mark it out. It might not be the way everybody does it, but I think it's fairly easy to do this way. So we get the brackets and we just lay them on where they're going to be. And all I want to do is get a measurement to the top fixing hole here, from the bottom of here, which is, that is 440, and then I'm going to add on 150 for clearance underneath between the floor and the bottom of the radiator. Should be 6 inches, so I'm going to add 150, and that is 590. I'm actually going to make it 600, just to round things up. I'm going to measure the width here, just roughly. It's about 800 to the centres of these two brackets. So what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to put a mark just here and mark that centre line, and then on here I'm going to add from there. I'm going to go 400 this way, there. I'm just going to write 400, and I'm going to go 400 from the centre line that I've marked on my level to here, another 400. Okay, so I've now got on my level, I've got the centre line of that mark, the centre line of that mark, and the centre line of the radiator. So all I need to do now, go over to the wall, find the centre line and the height below the windowsill, and I put my level on, and I can mark everything in one go without having to mark the wall or fiddle around with a tape measure anywhere. So it's probably easier if I just demonstrate. Okay, what I'm going to do is just put a tiny mark somewhere there. And I'm going to measure the centre line of that. It's 11, which is about there. I'm trying not to mark too high up because I don't want to be anywhere near the paint that still isn't dried off yet. So all I need to do is go 180 there, okay? So that's my 180 down. And this is the clever bit, okay? Put that on the centre line. Line up your bubble. And then mark there, and there, and there, and there. Okay? Now, if you can see what I've just done there, I've just made a small mark where the 400 is. And that's all the marking out of the wall I need to do. Drill those 2 holes, put the brackets on, square them up, job done.
I love you, baby. Pon tu mano ahí. Yeah.
Okay, that's all the valves on and the 2 fittings at the top. And this is a really heavy radiator. I think it's 35 kilos. So let's go and put it on the wall. ¿Lo colocaste mal, mi vida? Dios mío.
Yo que voy a ver.
Los 4, sí.
Ay, la sister tonta.
Oh no, 3 de 4 era nada.
Solo el que tú me diste quedó bien.
just a case of lifting it onto the top ones. 1, 2. That's it. Just check that, I think they're on. Oh yeah, perfect. You want to have a look? Perfect. Okay. Okay, that's that bit done. On to piping it up now. And there it is with this little cover on, so that it doesn't get splashed with paint or damaged in any way until the job is finished. So that radiator that I put on is now plumbed in. Along there, down to there. And I've also put this in here, which is going to go just a little bit further along, and that's going to be to drain the system down. So that when you open the tap there, it's a gate valve, when you open that, the whole system will drain into the existing sink drain, which I thought was quite a neat little solution. Hello everybody, welcome back. Sorry we haven't been posting lately, but we've been busy on another project. So we're back at the flat now, and I'm not really sure where we were, at what stage we were at. So let's have a quick look around. But I think today we're going to just do some of the snagging jobs. So let me show you a couple, just like this. The cover won't fit on there because there seems to be an old rose and a new cover. Same with this one, that won't fit on. We did actually move yesterday. I moved this switch down, remember that had to come down about 30mm, and I've reworked this cable because there was a pair of sockets there and I need a cooker outlet. So I've had to upgrade the cable to 10mm cable from here. Not much else happening in here. That room's okay, that's our little cupboard under the stairs, everything's fine there. Through to the wardrobe, nothing happening there, that's all good. And oh, the windows, right? Now, I would normally put the windows in myself, but for once I had a company round because I didn't want the stress and I just wanted to get on with something else, and I think it's all gone wrong. So let's have a look, see what you think. Okay, this is the first window in the bathroom. And I mentioned many times that this return here, this reveal here, okay, had to be exactly the same as, oh, you can't really see, as this return, okay? Now what's happened is, this return here is about 40mm, and this one here is barely 10mm. So that's no good, because by the time this wall's tiled, there's going to be no reveal left whatsoever. Not only that, this is dead plumb, but the window's been put in squint, so there's about 10mm there and there's about 20mm there. Not only that, the whole window is covered in expanded foam on the surface, so that's no good, because that is really difficult to get off. Somebody's bled all over my boiler. Must have cut themselves when they were doing the installation. And the other window's even worse. Wait till you see this. Bearing in mind, I'm in this room which has just been plastered. Look at the state of this. I hope you can see that. Oh, wait till you see this bit. My God, what on earth did they do to take a piece of rotten window frame out of its aperture? And look here as well. Dearie me. All up round here. I have no idea what they've done. Again, if you see, lots of foam on the plastic, and the frame is well behind the plaster here, but it's actually in front of the plaster here. So the window's too short, and there's a gap now, and the same with the top. There's an even bigger gap up there between the plasterwork and the frame, because the frame is too short. Oh, nearly tripping over all the rubbish they've left behind as well. So, in a wee while, I'm going to go outside and show you what happened outside, which is even worse. They're supposed to be coming back this week to have a bit of a discussion about it, but nobody's turned up yet. Typical. Anyway, rest of the room. This room is pretty good. The only thing I've got to do is put that switch in properly, because that one's going to remain. These ones are going to be changed for nice shiny chrome ones, but I don't want to make a feature of that, so I'm going to leave the white one there. Oh, there's another couple of jobs as well that I'd like to do. That big gap up the top there needs a bit of filler of some sort, and also the gap above the tiles across there needs a bit of filler of some sort. And oh, another thing, I've got to be careful because there's still got a channel in the floor, and I don't want to trip up. I still haven't found any filler, the correct filler to do this job yet. So I've got to tape and fill all these, and I've got to make a little kind of stand, off stand, I don't know what you call it, spacer, to fit the fan. So that's got to be done as well. So I think this week I just want to concentrate on lots of snagging jobs and get some of them out of the way before we crack on with anything else. So let's go. I don't think I want to be an electrician, although I am, sort of. With my work I am, but I don't do domestic stuff, I only do factory stuff, big stuff. Well, this won't be coming down in a hurry. These cheap and cheerful ones, they're all a bit rubbish nowadays actually. There we are, job done. Perfect. There are the two pendant fittings renewed. So that's that job done. And while I'm at it, and I've got the power off, I thought I'd tackle this, which is the do not touch switch. Now, when we first came here, I switched this one on thinking these were the two lamps in the living room, and the fuse blew because it was one of those old rewirable fuses. And this is actually the outside light, which is out the front by the front door. But I've just taken the cover off, and I see why, because the earth didn't have any sheathing, and it's wiggled around, and it's actually earthed out onto the live terminal. So let me just show you. I've stripped it all down on the bench here, and just here at the bottom there, you can see where the live and the earth touched when I turned it on, or it was probably touching, but it's just burned away there. So what I've done, there we are, I've cleaned it all up. It comes up quite nice actually. And the other thing is there's no gland at the top, so I've just been out and got a new gland to put in there, so the rainwater could have got in there. I've used this fitting off of one of the pendant fittings, which actually works really nice. So I'm just going to put the fitting in, new lamp, put it back on outside. And let's see if it, well, it won't blow the fuse this time, but it could trip the MCB this time, okay? So there's back on the wall and nicely refurbished, cleaned up. New bayonet fitting here. The all important earth cable, earth sleeve. So, are we confident enough to put the cover on? I think so. Let's do it. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. I see a problem. Okay, so I just had to remodel that bracket a little bit so the lamp is slightly lower down. That should be fine now to get the cover on. Perfect. Now I'm going to try this one-handed. Right, there's confidence for you. Right, let's go and have a look. See if it works. So, main switch on and light circuit. I'm going to pull the tape off and gently turn that. If I hear a click, it's tripped. Apart from that click. There we are, all fixed. Another job ticked off the list. The next job of the day was to remove the sink temporarily because I need to get access over here. Let me show you. Now this hole here is the back of the gas box, which is on the outside of the house, and the new gas main is going to come through there and eventually connect up down there. But the worktop only comes up to here. This is 925. I've actually made it a little bit taller because I'm going to have 25mm of tiles. So standard worktop in UK is 900mm high off the floor. And it's 40mm, so this is the bottom of the worktop here. So I'm going to have to cut a little channel here somewhere like that so that he can come out here in his 22mm, a right angle bend down, and then maybe a little offset just so that we can get down to here. But I'm doing all the work obviously because it saves me a bit of money, saves him having to do it. And you know, he works for me on his days off or his weekends, whatever, or after work. So I don't want to hold him up. I just wanted to come in, do the absolute minimum that he needs to do, and then he can go back home. And talking of going back home, it has been such a cold day today. My nose has been running all afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock now, so I think I'll pack up and make my way home for today. So see you tomorrow, eh? Back again, it's a couple of days later, and as you can see, I've got my coat on. It's still freezing cold in this part of the country. So I've done a couple of jobs already. I've got the sink back in because the man came to do the pipe for the gas. I don't know if you can see it in there, he's done that. And he slapped a bit of mortar in, but I'll have to sort that out in a better way, obviously. That's no good. Even though it's going to be tiled, I'd like to have that set up a bit better. But it's nice to have the sink back in the corner because it does get in the way a bit. Now, I'll show you something else that happened. I went to start putting the door frames in because we're at the point where we can do the woodwork now. And have a look at this frame. Now, you buy these door lining kits in a ready-made pack, and let me just show you. how twisted that wood is. That should be like that, not like that. I don't know if you can see that on camera very well. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is super twisted. So that one will have to go back. And let me put that over there. Talking of complaints, let's get that down there. Talking of complaints, the windows. The saga with the windows. So, the critical dimension I asked for was that this here, oh dear, I don't think you can see that's too bright. This here would be the same as that there, okay? But it's nowhere near it. And when you get the tiling on here, I've probably mentioned this before, but when you get the tiling on here, the window will look really odd because it's off to one side. So we've had a resolution, which I'm quite happy with. They're going to supply on a supply only basis. It's not a supply and install like I had here. They're going to supply 4 windows, and I will pay the difference between what I've paid so far and the cost of the 4 windows, and I'm just going to put them in myself. So I'm happy with that, even though it's a little bit more work for me, but at least the job will get done properly this time. So what else we got? Nothing more in the bathroom here at the moment. I still haven't found any tape for that. I don't know what to, I should just get some normal scrim or something. Through here, oh, I did make this. Because we're onto the woodwork now, I knocked up this little router table. You can buy this plate, which is like a universal plate. I had to make 2 new holes because they didn't quite fit my router. It's only an old Bosch, little 500 watt Bosch thing, but it's a really good little router. And I just knocked this up out of some offcuts of MDF that I had lying about. And it's quite a cute little table. So the other day I just put these 3 tiles on, and that adhesive's gone off now, so that's another job I can get done. I can't go any higher until I get the window in, because the next tile is going to go from there up to there, and I don't think I can go any lower because well, I will be able to go lower later. I think I just need to put a little sliver down here, but I want to get the furniture first before I try and finish off this. Another little tidying up job really is this cable here, which is the earth cable. Now, where's this going to go? I think I'll leave it down there actually. I've got an earth strap here which needs to go around the pipe. Actually that, if I go that way, that will be quite a nice routing for it. There we go, let's put it that way. You should go, I believe, as close to the stopcock on the consumer side. Take the screw out for this. Oh. It's cold, my fingers are so cold. want to dress that round there a little bit. Ooh, there's a little. Yeah. I hope that's just condensation, but there's a little bit of moisture from there, which is the sort of stack from upstairs. I do hope that's just a little bit of moisture, a little bit of condensation from upstairs. Right, that's another job jobbed. Next finishing off job. There's a hole all the way along here, a bit of a gap which never got filled, so let's get it filled. I'm using my superfine filler, but I've made it really quite stiff so that it should go up there quite nicely. Plus, it's easy to sand. Oh, a bit awkward over the top of the boiler there, but see how we get on. Now, any that you get on the tiles, you can easily scrape off because this doesn't really stick to the ceramic very well. Helps if you're slightly ambidextrous as well, because there's not a lot of room left in the bathroom for the step ladder now. So I can't turn the ladder around anymore. There we are. I'll leave that to dry, and because it's so cold at the moment, this isn't drying very fast. It takes 2 or 3 days to dry, but once that's done, I'll be able to just scrape off the excess that's on the tiles, which is next to nothing. And I've just seen there's the same bit over there, so I might as well do that as well. Oh, that seems quite good. So the next little snagging job is the bathroom fan, which goes up into this little recess here, but it doesn't go any higher than that. It only goes as far as there, and that gap, I've already measured it, is 30 millimeters. So I need to make some kind of wooden plinth that I can screw that into to take up that gap. Last little job of the day is this, which arrived a wee while ago. Little unit for the wardrobe. Now, do you remember these 2 gaps that I didn't fill in? I only filled in up there. How strange. Anyway, let's cover them up, shall we? Let's pop me down there. Let's cover them up. I hope it fits. Should do. Oh, it's heavy. I'll just walk it in slowly. Oh yeah. There we are. Shelves. Excuse me. Don't want to see my back all the time, do you? Now, when I go to fix it in the wall properly, I'm going to put a screw behind the shelf so that you can't see it. There's a stud halfway up and down, and the same on the side here. I'm not sure which one's bent, if that's the wall or the unit, but that will easily pull in quite easily. And there we have it, first bit. Oh, another thing, we're going to have a hanging rail across here. I've already put a backing plate behind the plasterboard here in preparation for this. So, be a little hanging rail across here, maybe another one here, I'm not sure. It might be a shelf, it might be a hanging rail. But let's have a look. Nice. So there we are. Not sure if that quite qualifies as a fitted wardrobe yet, but you get the idea. Anyway, that's it for today, and that's it for a wee while, because both Mrs. and I are off on a little project which isn't part of this channel. It might come up on another channel one day, but we're not going to be around for about 2 weeks. So, as usual, if you like what we do, please give us a like, and if you really like it, tell somebody else so they can subscribe as well, okay? Take care.